Hello. In this video, let us talk about sit at home. Yes, you heard me right. Sit at home. Sit at home. Monday, sit at home. Sit down for house. How did this sit at home started? A lot of you actually do not know how this sit at home started. You see, this sit at home is more like a civil disobedience. That is actually observed mainly in the southeastern part of Nigeria. Maybe some Igbos who reside in other part of the country maybe they observe the same thing, but it is predominantly in this very region. Widely seen in Onitsha and widely felt in Onitsha Main Market. Within the past few days, something is actually happening, or something happened in Onitsha or in Anambra as we speak, where the governor, came out very harshly about that very issue. He stated that, when something bad continues and then it is being ignored, before you know it, it becomes a culture, or it becomes a normal thing to the society, it becomes part of the people. And then he went further to say, finally, this should be a full stop to this Monday sit at home. He further emphasized that Monday is known worldwide to be one of the most, in fact, the most important day of the week. Why should he get to this side and then this Monday is now regarded as even one of the weekends for a very long time now, that it must stop? And then he further stated that the so-called sit at home is an economic sabotage. It is a stylish way to sabotage and affect the revenue or the economic activities of that state. And then, he bitterly said that it must stop. And if they do not stop, that he is going to bulldoze the market. If they do not stop, then any shops that refuses to open, they will be locked down. He even went further to lock down some stores, some shops that didn't open. And then I think he said that the market should be shut down for 1 week. Right? The recent video he made now, he said even some schools that are going about with this same thing will as well be shut permanently. You see, actually, the fact is that this sit at home does not only exist in that market, but the governor has decided to use the market more like as a scapegoat, to end the thing totally. Yes, because Onitsha Main Market observes sit at home very dearly, strictly. It does not happen only in Onitsha, it happens in other big markets in the east. Yes, sit at home is a normal thing that everybody does every Monday. But anyway, let me tell you how sit at home started. It is not as if I am justifying sit at home or I am not justifying sit at home. Yes, just like the governor said, it is an economic sabotage, meaning it affects what the state is supposed to gain economically every Monday. That is what it meant. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. But something led to it. There is a reason why the cat is let out of the bag. That is where I'm going now. You see, in 2015, during the early days of Buhari, when Buhari came in, there was a movement called IPOB. And their leader, Nnamdi Kanu, who came up, started to agitate for a certain kind of recognition or a certain kind of request in Nigeria. And guess what? He said, okay, we will go about it in a normal democratic way by protesting. And then he called for a protest and then people came out in mass. But guess what? In this protest, at least 3 persons were killed on a regular basis. People were being shot at. People were being dismantled. People, ordinary protests were now being taken or, regarded as a war against the states. Right? That was where Nnamdi Kanu now said, okay, if it has now gone this way, a civil disobedience is also recognized all over the world. We will now adopt the mechanism of civil disobedience. On a very Monday, every Monday, everybody must stay at home and eat what? Ofe Nsala. You know what Ofe Nsala is? Ofe Nsala is that soup that has this pepper soup flavor. They call it white soup that is commonly found in that region. that day will be ofen salad day. Stay at home and eat very nice ofen salad with a lot of, delicacies in it. And then that was how it's developed from ofen salad day to sit at home. And for over 10 years now, this sit at home has been a culture in that area. Even the previous governor, Obiano, tried to stop it. He could not. This present governor, I think this is the second or the third time attempt he's making. But right now, it has actually metamorphosed into a chaotic situation. Just like these protests you see, as Onitsha is in disarray, the people are disgruntled, the people are not happy. Why are they not happy? I will tell you. Why is it that whenever the people put out a plight, whenever the people make a request, their plights are taken for granted, their plights are downplayed, and they are being made to feel like they are third-class citizens in the country? Why? But when these people from other parts of the country make this same kind of protest or request, or even in a more harsher form, they are being venerated for it. They are being justified for it. Look at what is happening in the north. Lakurawa, Boko Haram, and all those people started as a means of protest. They do not want certain kind of things in their region. They do not want education in their region. They do not want the expansion of Muslims in their region. They do not want this. These are all protests. And then what did they do? They went further to start to kill people. They went to buy people the way, exponentially. But guess what their leaders did there? They came out and started to justify these activities. Yes, they justified them. The ones we've been, you see the justification, developed to the extent that they could openly even meet them and negotiate with them and come back and tell the leaders that you must put them in the constitution, you must put them in the budget. You must do this or else there will be no peace. This is what the leaders of the North do to their own disgruntled, citizens over there. But when it comes to down on this South, anyway, I'm going to exempt the Yoruba land from it because the Yoruba land do not do the same. The Amotekun you see today came from this same agitation, this same kind of protest that you find in the Southeast today. That is what gave birth to the Amotekun. But guess what? Amotekun is now operating as a police in that place. Amotekun is capturing the invaders and the people who come into that territory to kill their citizens and kill their farmers. But in the Southeast, it is not allowed. Yes, okay, we accept the fact that it is not allowed. Now, the people have decided that if that be the case, we will sit down as a form of protest from our side. The government has decided to go violent on people, who employ this mechanism as their own form of protest. Just like everybody knows that you can only advise people to come out, you cannot force them to come out. Even the police commissioner in that state said it.
We cannot enter anybody's house to drag them out. Don't sit at home, come out. We cannot do it. We will be infringing on their fundamental human rights. They have freedom of choice. Ours is to make the environment conducive for those who want to come out and go about their businesses. We have a duty to protect them.
That, it is against the law, nationally and internationally. Even your natural law as a human being, you cannot go into somebody's house and pull them out. Normally, when this whole sit-at-home protest started, the fact was that if they catch you outside, you go collect. When they see you, when they will say make we sit at home for protest, you can't come out. What you see, you take up. That is where the police now came in and said, well, in that aspect, we can protect the citizens. No, we'll collect anything. You can come out anyhow you want. We will come out, we'll go protect you. Yes, that is the boundary of the police. And they said they are going to do that. They will make sure that any protest, any business where you want to, as long as say you are ready to come out, we will protect you. But say you won't go drag people out, we cannot do that. Well, but guess what? The number of people observing the sit-at-home continue to increase. Why? Because the people saw the reasons why they should. You think that who doesn't like to sell market on Monday? Who doesn't like to bring in that profit on Monday? Who? But when it is now becoming clear to the people that, yes, whatever is good for the goods is no longer good for the gander, we will sit at home. So that is why this avenue, I'm using it to call upon this Governor Soludo. Sit at home, yes, it is an economic sabotage. Very well, and I'm sure you yourself understand that very well. But there are approach through which you use to approach these situations. Yes, you cannot use violence and start to give people, you will lose your respect, you will lose, and the biggest part of it is that you may lose legitimacy. You are very smart enough not to, to do this, during your first tenure. You waited for you to transcend into this second tenure to do it. That is very commendable. I like that strategy, but you still have to approach with a very diplomatic situation. The people are not happy. The people are disgruntled. Look at all the people that went about doing the same thing their leader did, Nnamdi Kanu. They've all gained pardon. They've gained national pardon. Igbo came into the country thanking the president that, well, I thank you for giving me the pardon and this and that. The Igbo you are saying is the Nnamdi Kanu of the Southwest. He's the Nnamdi Kanu of the Yoruba land. Right? The Fulani came into his land to buy his people. He retaliated with a millionfold. No be joke. Yes. He retaliated very violent. That is the guy, no be joke. But you see it, they just gave him pardon. He's in the country. But meanwhile, those ones in the east, the one in the east that was even said that, well, for we to stop killing ourselves, you day your day, I day my day. Or if you know feed day your day, I know feed day my day, let us restructure the country whereby now you go mind within the happen for your territory. Now me go mind within the happen for my territory. You cannot cross the boundary, cross border, can't they tell me what to do here? Yes. And then they said, oh, they catch them, they put them for prison. And then you expect the people not to sit at home for protest. Sit at home is the softest means of protesting. Yes, that is the softest protest mechanism. Anybody anywhere can follow. The governor must approach this with a very delicate strategy. You are not the only leader in the Southeast. There are other leaders. This sit at home does not happen only in Onitsha or in Anambra. It happens other places too. But because you people are so separated from the plights of your people, you're so separated from the request of your people, you see betrayal of your own people as an avenue to gain advantage in the hands of those who want your people exterminated, including you. Then you think by going this way will salvage the situation. Remember, there is a saying that Igbo people say that Igbo, which means Igbos do not have king. They do not. If you lose your respect as a leader, you will definitely get what you deserve. That is what it means. So Soludo must follow up you are a professor. Yes, a very modern and standard approach. Not in a harsh form that, or else you will turn your state into a chaotic ground. Look at Imo State. Imo State, I think, for a while now has been calm from my own point of view. Maybe those things that were happening then are no longer happening. If these things should transcend to Anambra State, it will not be funny. Anambra is one of the most important places in Nigeria, right from the early times, being the fact that Onitsha Market holds a prestigious position in the entire continent, not just in West Africa. You people undermine this situation, this statement by saying West Africa. What is West Africa? In the entire Africa. Tell me which market is bigger than Onitsha Market, in open market, in the entire African country. Tell me. So these are little things you people should put into consideration. You must uphold the plight of your people as a priority, occupying any leadership position in the state. This is what I have to say concerning this sit at home. And I pray that you follow up this advice. If you see this video, please share it widely. You people have been doing very magnificently well in sharing this video. Please share the video, share it, whether you follow or you don't follow. I know you are definitely going to follow because it is very important to do so. But share it so that because these governors see these whole things as public opinion and they act to it. Even if they do not take everything, they take one or two or three and do something about it. Yes. You people should do everything to calm down. First of all, Nnamdi Kanu said, even other stakeholders said, the moment you release Nnamdi Kanu, this whole thing will be like a magic. It will die once. Why did you people not follow that approach? Why? Because of the selfish motives. Bring Nnamdi Kanu out. Everybody knows that it will die at once. You cannot, and the request of trying to kill a python, you go to the tail and start to strike it at the tail, thinking that it will die. No, you go to the head, smash it. That is the problem. The head is where the issue is. Take care of that, and the entire body will be taken care of. Remove Nnamdi Kanu from that place. You people should, well, maybe you have done that. Maybe president is only waiting for the election time so that he will use it, like I said in my previous videos, use one stone to kill two birds. Release him, grant him pardon, and then gain the love of the Southeasterners. It might be. Well, it's good. But they should start with a step, because the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. He just applied for a transfer from that Sokoto. He doesn't belong there. Sokoto is a Sharia state. He's not a Sharia man. Take him away from there. Let us know you are serious before you can now put all steps together to release him, and then let everything die down. And then you now work towards repairing the country. It could be through strong restructuring. Repair the country to a very standard where every region will be autonomous to itself, and then this whole thing will go for good. It will go for it. Is simple. I do not understand why this is taking so long, or why it's very difficult for everybody to understand. You know what to do. If it's your first time of seeing our video, this is View Africa 24, your #1 update platform. If you have not followed, subscribe, make you do. Do it now. Follow. And don't forget to like, share, and tell us what you think at the comment section. See you again in our next update. Bye.